TikTok's been really pissing me off lately with just the kind of content it's been throwing me, or like the kind of content that just manages to get high view counts and everything. Normally, when it's just something stupid, I don't care that much. But when it's people putting out information, misinformation, and just spewing all this stuff and demonizing things without any real amount of proof, and then they go on to try to sell you on some sort of product that they have. I just really hate that shit. So I'm kind of choosing violence today, and I'm going to just talk about this one TikTok account I found called officialloadedlos. Okay, I hope I don't look like too disheveled for this. As I'm like editing this, and as I was getting like one of the last videos I needed for this from the TikToker's TikTok account, I then reopened it and saw that he was banned. So his account isn't there. I hope it stays banned because the content he makes is just, ridiculous. I'm still going to upload this as sort of, it contains information. So thanks. Bye. So when we open up Official Loaded Los's TikTok account, we get met with his bio, which is alkaline vegan spreading knowledge. Try my all natural organic products. And then he has a link to his website. And he sells some hair growth blend oil and yoni oil, premium alkaline herbal detox tea. I just feel like that is enough for like 75 to 80% of people, maybe probably higher, like 90% of people would see that and then just know that he's going to be spewing bullshit. I haven't looked at his profile in a few days because I just didn't want to. I open it up and I just see a lot of anti-vax shit. Okay, here's a good one with a good amount of views called Aluminum is Toxic.
There's a reason why they give us aluminum to wrap up our food. First of all, when you touch this, your skin absorbs the aluminum. Now you have aluminum in your bloodstream. You now have aluminum particles on your food when you wrap this on your food. All of these products are made from aluminum right here. Listen.
Contact with aluminum will just inherently have enough aluminum particles where it is toxic to you. No. Just a quick aside, because I realize how I phrase this might seem a little funny. So I get the fact that he's saying it's aluminum consumption and from touching aluminum, but the idea that touching aluminum can lead to a significant amount of aluminum in your bloodstream is just ridiculous. There are some studies linking, cooking with aluminum and negative side effects, but none of them have garnered enough results where it's significant. His claim that you're absorbing enough aluminum just by touching it is just extreme and ridiculous. Okay, let's look at this claim real quick. Aluminum affects the central or peripheral nervous system, or both dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and breast cancer. Crazy, right? So let's just do a quick Google. So I think I found the study that he's supposedly connecting this to. Elevated brain aluminum in early onset Alzheimer's disease in an individual occupationally exposed to aluminum, a case report. The individual in this study, and this is based on a single individual, had a increased aluminum level due to his occupation. He was ingesting aluminum sulfate dust daily through his work for over 8 years. This is completely different from the consumption of aluminum from things like aluminum cans and aluminum foil.
Exhibit A right here, Exhibit B. Listen, this actually causes so many heart attacks in America and all over the world. And then lastly,
you're gonna blame heart attacks on Red Bull when normally there's some sort of pre-existing condition or some other thing. Unless you're ingesting a extremely large amount of caffeine, a Red Bull is not going to be what's doing you in. It's going to be some condition that causes you to have like adverse effects to high levels of caffeine, ingestion or caffeine consumption. I don't know why I said ingestion.
Exhibit C. Listen, a lot of us have aluminum flowing through our bloodstream right now. We must detox ASAP.
Like, it can be toxic at certain levels, but through ingestion, you're more than likely going to just simply filter it out. It's not just sitting in your body. Unless you're ingesting such a large amount like this single man was that they have in this case study, there is no way aluminum is going to do this. he is fear mongering to the nth capacity. There are some studies showing some amount of like higher levels of aluminum ingestion when you cook with aluminum. When I was doing a little bit of Googling for this, I saw some, research articles about that. But in its just, innate state, aluminum is safe. It is safe to use. It is safe to drink things that are from aluminum cans. Like, we would know if there's a problem with those sort of things by now because they've been in society for so long and there's been no huge, casualties from the use of aluminum cans. Our bodies are not weak. They're very strong. They're very good at dealing with problems. Drinking out of aluminum cans is not going to kill you. Okay, and this was the video I found that really pissed me off because it's also just rooted in basically racism and just his whole point is very stupid. And it's a video about MSG.
Yo, this is gonna kill a lot of people out here. Yo, stop putting this on your food right now. I know a lot of Hispanics or even people in general, they love putting sazon on their food to give it this distinct Spanish flavor, right? But let's check out the ingredients real quick. Monosodium glutamate, better known as MSG, is the first ingredient on the list. It causes nausea, headaches, rapid heartbeat, and also chest pain. Can't forget.
He says very plainly that it causes these things. No proof, no nothing. That is a very common theme with all of these guys' videos. If you try to call him out, he calls you a narc, he calls you a hater, a clout chaser, even though he puts forth no evidence about his claims of MSG. MSG is a thing you can use and have no problems. There are certain people who react differently to MSG and it does cause problems, but it is not a everyone sort of thing. A lot of the hatred towards MSG in the modern world, especially in America, is from, xenophobic roots, from racist roots. It is just unfounded. You can eat MSG with no problems. So many foods have MSG in them and you don't even know it. Many foods like Doritos and things like that use MSG. A lot of fast food restaurants use MSG. It is a very common seasoning. But this guy also demonizes just about everything. He very much is trying to sell you on his lifestyle that he also sells products for.
About cancer too. Now they got yellow 5. Yellow 5 causes irritability, difficulty sleeping, depression, restlessness, and also cancer.
Okay, let's look at yellow 5 really quick. So yellow 5, or as it's better known as tartrazine, it is a sort of sodium. It's a food coloring, basically. Its adverse effects are only found in a small subset of the population. It does not affect everyone the same way. This is where a lot of this guy's misinformation comes from. He takes the fact that these subsets of people who have certain genetic code have issues with these substances, but it is not a problem everyone has. And then you'll get cancer if you eat MSG, you fucking moron. Buy my snake oils on my website. Okay, he has a video called Sugar is Toxic. Let's take a look at this.
Sugar is a drug, but when you take the sugar from the sugar cane, you isolate it. And when you isolate anything, it becomes a drug. Prescriptions, if you didn't know, are isolated plants. Because it's isolated and becomes a drug, it becomes addictive. The sugar that you see right here causes heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure. This is highly inflammatory and is going to cause a ton of mucus in your body.
Sugar is something that is in so many different foods and in so many different substances. He is saying it causes all these things. The overconsumption of sugar can cause issues because it can lead to weight gain. It can lead to other issues if you have too much sugar in your diet. Obviously, overconsumption of you can overconsume water and it can kill you. Like, where is he coming from where he thinks, he just speaks in this so matter-of-fact way and he doesn't leave any room for interpretation. There's no nuance to any of his talking points. He simply states things and acts like it's law. Acts like there is no way of challenging him. Never puts a research article or anything with his information. And he's amassed a following of 418,000 as of this video I am making. Almost 5 million likes. He'll have a video talking about chakras 1 second, and then his next video is titled something like vegetable oil causes death. Just using some really harsh language talk about a product that is perfectly safe to use, you know, I just don't get it. He almost seems like one of those more extreme versions of there's people on TikTok who basically just go into stores and they'll just look at a product, be like, "Oh, that thing is bad. It'll cause this and that." It like, well, I mean, it's just the exact same thing, except he's also like trying to sell you on spirituality and everything. So it's just rough. It just doesn't make any sense. Every single video of his is basically, hey, this causes cancer. This is killing you. Oh, this one right here, it kicked your dog. Kicked your dog real hard. That's a problem these days with how social media is, especially with TikTok, because you are just swiping away and videos are short. And the shorter the better for retention time. This guy is just pumping out these videos of misinformation, never backs up his information, says to look for him for his reputable information. Reputable. He wants to be your source of like information for these types of foods and how you should eat and everything. And that way you buy his product, you support him, you see him as your pinnacle when it comes to your lifestyle almost. There's all kinds of people like that, and it just leads to so much misinformation being put out there. He is just digging in his heels. Anyone who goes against him is just crazy or they're a clout chaser, like something to that extent. He can never back up his information with actually good articles or anything. Someone I follow on TikTok called him out for one of his BS statements. It was the MSG video. And he basically just called him a clout chaser and just was, like, man, you just want my following, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, you are putting out harmful information. You are demonizing foods. You're demonizing just all kinds of things. And for what? Like, you're just trying to make a buck off these people. You made a TikTok about how you quit your 9 to 5 and now you're, your own boss and shit. You're your own boss because you're spreading bullshit information and just hooking these people who don't know better and just selling them crap. He's talking about the Haiti assassination. He's talking about the situation in Cuba and all of these things. And you can tell and he's talking about the vaccine. He really is trying to be your source of information for everything. And when you go to one source of information for everything, you can be very easily manipulated and very easily exploited for your money. Like that is the whole goal of what he's doing, I think, is he is using his platform to try to gain a following that comes to him for their information. I've yelled enough about this video. I keep taking long pauses in it and everything. And this is the first video I've done of this sort, but I just want to talk about this because it's just so much demonization of things that people don't really have a whole lot of control over. And he is telling you are going to die, you are going to get cancer, you are going to see all of these terrible ramifications if you don't stop doing this immediately. When if you just take a second to think about anything he's saying, none of it adds up. He has no sources to back his claims. And if you try to call him out or anything on TikTok and you get any amount of like views or anything, he will call you a clout chaser and use it to reaffirm his own position with his following. Because he doesn't care about the people outside of his following because they're not paying him money for products. So he could give a fuck what anybody else thinks. If anything, he loves it when people like try to undermine him because he's just going to use it as a stepping stool to try to get more clout himself. Using that statement, you could say what I'm doing now is counterproductive, but I think calling out bullshit like this is something that needs to be done. I think it can be kind of entertaining to just look at someone, and I just kind of want to try to make a funny video, but I think in reality, this is just me like hate yelling at my camera about some stupid shit I saw on TikTok. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, let me know. I'm trying to kind of find my niche with this stuff. I don't mind yelling about this stuff because I think it's important to basically call out bullshit content in a sense. And yeah, follow me at Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. Gonna have more videos popping up for you guys to see and all that, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.